Welcome everyone, today we'll have a special guide for Diablo 4. In this video, I want to show you something that is very important as you start to farm for the late game. What you're going to see is your inventory, your stash will be filling out. I want to give you some really important tricks to get 6 more stash space. That's right. And also what I want to show you is how to sort out your storage and how to manage. If you look over here, notice my first page looks okay, right? But if you look over here, notice how messy and also how scary it is as you fill up your stash. So what I want to show you is how to manage this correctly. And you can be turning this into this. So let me show you after I fill out everything, it looks much better. And I have so much more tab space, which I'll show you guys the trick. Now, as you guys can see from the replay behind me, this video will be broken down into 3 different parts. Firstly, I want to show you guys the trick of getting your 6 additional stash tabs. That's right, I'll show you guys the calculation and also how to do it. After that, I want to briefly go through how to sort out your inventory, how to filter your items, and also how to spend the least time with your inventory and get the most out of it. I don't want you guys to be sitting here getting annoyed with inventory, and this guide should be helpful. So coming over to the first part, what you're going to see is my inventory looks okay with the stashes, but I'll show you guys a quick trick. And this one, some of you will be like, oh my gosh, Matt, I should have thought of this. But yes, this is a very important trick because you can be making your alt characters to store different legendaries. And what I want to show you is how to organize this correctly and also what is the calculation. Why do I say you can get 6 different stashes? Because using this method. Now, first of all, it is quite simple. You make an alt character and then you make sure the alt character will skip the campaign and come over here and go for the stashes. Now, what I usually do is for each of my alt characters, they serve a special purpose. One of my alt characters will have my okay looking legendaries. My other alt character will have all the unique characters, all the unique items I've found. So notice I'm using different characters to store things differently. And you can see on my Necromancer, all my unique items that I'm not using will be going to my Necromancer. And this can be done for 9 different characters. So let me show you guys this in-game. What you do is you leave the game. I'm sure you know how to create a character. But I want to show you is when you create a character, you must click something correctly. So I'm going to create a rogue to show you guys. And over here I'll go with, this is not a rogue, this is a barbarian. So yes, let's start with a rogue and I'll show you guys over here. So what I do is, let's pick any of the finalization and you want to click this. You want to clip skip campaign and I can name this rogue stash 2. Oh no, I can't do this. Maybe I just call her stash. And then I start the game, right? You can also delete those characters if they become too much. You can only make 9 additional characters on top of your main character. So 10 characters in total. Now, by clicking the skip campaign on your second and also future characters, what you do is you teleport right to the main city and then you can come over to the stash and then this character will become a mobile stash. Now, there's something very important you should be noticed. You have about 33 tabs on the character. You have 50 tabs over here in the stash. So over here, I've done some quick calculation for you guys. So per account you create, you'll be getting 33 free inventory space. If you create 9 accounts this way, you'll be getting 297 inventory space. Now, each of the stash type will provide us with 50 storage space. And what that means is you are technically, effectively getting 6 free tabs this way. And this is especially important if you guys plan to play a second character. You'll be running out of inventory space in your stash, and you should be using this method to get 6 additional tabs this way. Now, coming back to my replay, you can see that I have named and also used my different characters for different purpose. One of the characters might be storing the unique item for my barbarian. In the future, one character might be storing a unique item for my druid. And other characters might be storing gems, and other character might be storing legendary for certain classes that I'm not using at the moment. So this way, each of my alt account characters or each of my secondary characters will serve a purpose. And this comes into saving more space and also managing your inventory correctly on the first part. Now coming over to the second part. Of course, this wouldn't be a majestic guide if I don't go into everything to details, right? On the second part, what I want to show you guys is how to sort out the inventory quickly as you loot items as you're farming. And let's have a look at this. Now firstly, notice that in my inventory I do not have any legendaries. I may be picking up some gems or ancestral items and secret items I can be selling or salvaging. So why do I not have any legendaries? Is that while I'm farming in the dungeon, I have stopped picking up legendaries and also unique items. Because of the mechanics with Diablo 4, you can have those items sent to your stash. This means you'll be saving more space as you're farming, having more items to be grabbed. But there is a small catch to it, because you want to know is you can store up to 10 items this way. So notice the missing items. If I click onto them with my left click, those will go into my stash. And this allows me to store legendaries onto the stash super quickly without picking them up as I'm farming. So if you guys have seen me on the live stream on Twitch, which will have a link over there, and also link down there, so join me and also say hi. And what I do on live streaming is I stop picking up items, and those will go directly to my stash. After about 5 to 7 runs, I will come over to my stash to make sure it doesn't exceed the 10 maximum cap for the stash items. So this way I don't lose any legendaries or unique items. Now, as you sort out your rare items as you farm the game, what you can do is you can be selling them at the NPC or you can be salvaging them at the blacksmith. Now, one of the quickest way I like to do is I want to know what items I can be having upgrade, and most of my upgrades will be coming from items that is ancestral. Now, in our future videos, I'll be highlighting which of the build will be needing which of the parts. For my Thorn build, I'm looking for cooldown on my helmet. If I don't see that, this is a pass. But instead of doing this one by one per item, what I do is I do a quick filtering as I have more time as I'm waiting for other players to finish. And as I go through the filtering of items, I know there are certain items I won't be using. I'm using the sword and also the two-handed sword. And for my gloves, for my chest, I'm not needing any of those items because I'm using unique items. So I can quickly skip those. Currently, what I'm looking for is I'm looking for a better pants that rolls into maximum HP. And also I'm looking for rings that goes into maximum HP, and maybe amulet that gets maximum HP. So those are items I'll be looking before I salvage. Now, after seeing that I don't have the cooldown reduction on the helmet, I quickly go through the weapons, and all the weapons are pretty low level. And after a quick filtering, what I notice is I notice that there is a pants that can be potentially good with 490 draw of maximum life. And what I do is I quickly chop this pants and I keep looking. And as I keep looking, I see a ring that can be good with 500 maximum life for my Thorns build. I drop this item and I keep looking. The amulet is not that good and everything is pretty average. So now if I salvage, everything's gone and I have my 2 items back to me. This is really effective and really quick. You can do the same trick with selling as well. You drop the items you want to keep and then you sell everything very quickly. Now, do keep in mind though, if you're in a party with players and you're dropping items, they can pick up your items. So make sure no one's around when doing this if you're in the party, especially when you don't know those players. Now, finally, coming over to our final part, we have broken this down into 3 little parts. So what I want to do is I have different tabs for different reasons, and I'll show you guys over here. So if I come over to my inventory tab, the first tab is where the legendaries I have looted will go if I don't pick them up. They will automatically go to the first tab. And also the rare items I want to have a look in the future, I'll store them over here. So after I have stopped farming, I have a bunch of items I need to sort out, right? So what I do is I do a manual filtering initially to see if there's any legendary aspects I just don't need. And also those items are pretty low level. That means I can salvage those. So the first thing I do is I'll be filling out the legendary aspects I don't need and salvaging those. And I have the full replay for you guys to see exactly what I do. So here I'm manually going through this for my barbarian, and I'll be salvaging those legendaries I have gotten. Now, once I have filtered a fairly amount of decent legendaries, I will have those legendaries transfer onto one of the odd characters. So here I'll be transferring those onto the druid. And this allows me to have a much clearer space very quickly to go farming again within a few minutes. And the similar logic is you can go with unique items. My unique items will be going to the necromancer, and she'll be picking those up, and if I ever find a need for it, I'll crafting a different build for you guys, I'll come back to her with different items. This one's pretty interesting because we have Death Blow that deals Shockwave. Now, using those 2 methods, I would have cleared most of the items over here, and this is what my stash look like after clearing those. They're very empty, very nice for the next farm. I can easily farm for 5 hours with those stashes and with this method. Now, finally, a special tip. I have started sorting items by the legendary effects. So notice that those legendaries next to each other, although they are different pieces, I never press the sort button over here, because they are sorted manually by me into legendary effects that goes from ascending order. So this is 14% critical chance, this is 20% critical chance. This is the armor I wanted, this is the 25% barrier. Notice I'm only sorting those with legendary effects. And for this particular final tab, those are the legendary items and also effects, and also the rare items I'll be using to upgrade my build. So this way I can quickly go through, do I want a whirlwind for 8% critical chance, or do I want, the same one which is over here? And do I want a thorn with 36% thorn trigger chance onto the ring, or maybe onto amulets? So notice those items are sorted with ascending order, and this allows me to quickly to see what is the best item I have and what item I can be using for my build. Now, if you guys were just using the sort button, what's going to happen is you will be sorting item by the category. So the boots will go together, the sword will go together, but this does not contribute to the legendary effects, which is much better if you sort it this way. Now for my potential rare items, I have been keeping them just in case I want to craft a different build, in case I want to go for a whirlwind build fully, or if I want to go for more thorn build with maximum HP. So there's a lot of items I'll be saving for different build, and I'll be rolling on those for crafting. Now if you guys haven't subscribed, it is a really good time to do so, because I'll be covering tons of Diablo 4 related topics and also videos and also guides. We'll be looking to the top meta builds, non-meta builds, leveling up, and also Paragon tricks. We're also looking to the latest events and also official updates, and also changes to different characters and also different builds in the game. So make sure you hit that subscribe button and also turn the notification on, because a lot of you who are watching the videos have not subscribed. You can see 80% of the viewers who are watching our videos have not subscribed, so make sure you subscribe to stay tuned for the latest update for Diablo 4. Now coming over to the final part, what I have prepared for you guys is I have a short recording of how I sort out my inventory step by step. And I won't be commentating on those, but you can see how I do this. So if you want to have a look how I do my inventory, and this is when we're having a break as we're farming, definitely have a look at this replay, because I'll be showing you guys how to do this effectively. And if you do this correctly in the future, you'll be saving yourself so much time and also energy when you craft your legendaries. Now hopefully you guys enjoyed this comprehensive, detailed inventory management system for your farming and also for your characters. Hopefully this helps you to prepare for the game as you farm, non-stop with our previous videos, to farm those experience dungeons to get lots of items. And in the future, I'll be making a crafting video to show you how you can double or triple your damage using the right items and also crafting them correctly. So stay tuned and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next video.
I'm not ready yet.
Now, in case you guys didn't know, I'll be live streaming on Twitch again, and I have just started. So make sure to come over to the links below to join us on Twitch live to say hi, maybe ask me questions or share any tips with the viewers. And while you're here, make sure you follow. And if you do have your Twitch Prime, this is a really good time to use your Twitch Prime over here, supporting us with Twitch Prime. And yes guys, join us as I test build for Diablo, and also join us as you play the game and also farm the game. So stay a while and also listen. We'll also be doing some giveaways and also special viewer events in the Diablo as well. Maybe we do PvP and also related events in the game as we get to the end game, and also help players to go through the dungeons.